November 30th, 1941. Throughout summer and early fall, the Red Army has suffered horrendous casualties in human lives. Over 3 million men have been either killed, wounded, or have gone missing in action, and despite their heroic sacrifice, the Red Army has been barely able to stop the Germans at the very gates of Leningrad and Moscow. For weeks, the STAVKA has been struggling to find the replacements with which to replenish and refit the badly depleted rifle divisions that have been routed and defeated by the Axis forces. While the situation has been slowly and steadily improving with the arrival of the Rasputitsa, this week marks a turning point for the Red Army as the Soviet High Command announces the arrival of 500,000 men in the manpower reserve. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new weekly episode of War in the East 2, the online game challenge. And yeah, as always, nothing new on the Eastern Front for this week at least. Although actually I do have some news, yes, to be very fair, and one is an very, let's say, positive news, because for the first time since June 22nd, the Red Army has finally released 500,000 men as fresh replacements, as fresh replacements for the Red Army. And oh boy, this number is fantastic. I just love it. At least it gives me some, I'd say, a glimmer of hope that I can inflict some losses against the Axis forces. Besides that, we do have Axis success in the Balkans, excess garrison in Western Europe, and Soviet partisans. Besides that, the one thing that also surprised me this week is that the Axis finally got some a positive net in manpower. Of course, this is overshadowed by my massive almost 360,000 men received on the map and almost 60,000 men received as replacements. This is amazing for me, at least. And of course, I would say half of these men came from the reserve theater box. Let's have a look briefly at the order of battle. I mean, now, oh, look at that! I mean, come on, guys, come on. What can I say? What can I say? 4.8 million versus 3.4. Soviet versus Germans. I mean, that's simply amazing. One thing that yes, I have to mention it here before I say some people may ask me why I'm doing this. Before starting this campaign, I noticed one thing, that many units which were supposed to arrive in the Soviet reserve theater box and then being moved to the map on a specific turn, were actually, of course, locked in the reserve theater box. And because those units were locked, and somehow units which are, say, scheduled to be transferred on the map from the theater box, from the reserve theater box, when starting the campaigns, when I was testing this scenario, I noticed that those units were not being transferred on the map on a specific turn. So what did I do? I did something stupid, to be honest, because I simply unlocked from the reserve theater box the aforementioned units, while in retrospective would have been easier to place those units in the far eastern theater box and then let them come to the map on their specific turn. And I have prepared a small spreadsheet Yeah, so here it is. Basically, I listed all of the divisions that will arrive that are supposed to move on the map on a specific turn, like the 308th, which will become the 117th Rifle Division. I will have to move it on the map on turn number 34. So I will have to remember, just for the sake of LARPing, when to move specific units on the map. And that explains why last week I kept in the reserve theater box. Oh, sorry, no. Where are they? Yeah, the 453rd, the 424th, the 405th, I think. Like the 308th and the 448th. Let me quickly check the, I think it's here, 448th. Yes, it will become the 303rd Rifle Division on turn 43, and only then I will move it on the map. So, as a way to distinguish these units, can I put them in reserve actually? Let's see, I've never... No. No, I cannot. So I will keep these units here in refit mode, and then I will progressively move all of the other units which will not be in refit mode unless wait, nope, wrong button. Yes, I might move these units on the map and then refit them on the map instead of keeping them in the reserve theater box. I know it will be annoying, it will be confusing, but just for the sake of LARPing, I've decided to implement this approach. So let's briefly set these to 100%, and let's bring all the depleted units directly on the map. Yes. Only 2 units. Why only 2? Oh, I guess these... I will have to wait one more turn. Okay, anyway. Oops. Okay, I guess now they are in refit mode. Yes, exactly. But still it's easy because they are the 21st, 10th, and the 137th. Anyway. This week is the last week of November. The overall situation here is looking decent, I would say. But still, the time, as always, has not yet come to launch any offensive operation. So again, this week it will be just spent in reassigning, moving, reshaping my frontline troops, and yeah, I think that's it. There is nothing too exciting going on besides some reserves arriving on the map, which is good, and well, yeah, that's it. I would say for this brief introduction. I got 500,000 of reserves, and oh yes, maybe the matrix. The matrix. Let's see how many men on the map. Oh, look at that! Oh, look at that! Look at that! And if you look now at the manpower pool, this is amazing. Oh, I love it! I love it! I freaking love it! Oh, amazing! Amazing! It gives me some confidence, let's say, some degree of confidence. Anyway, enough talking now, folks, and as always, it's time to jump straight into the episode. Alright, folks, so in this second voiceover, I wanted to briefly comment on a couple of things. First of all, you will see me in this episode operating quite a lot the commander's report, and you will see me like kind of freezing at some points while having a look at the commander's report. This is because I was thinking and talking out loud to myself about what I had to do, what I should do, what I should not do, and literally telling myself, explaining myself my own strategy on which unit to move to the map, which unit to transfer from the map to the reserves, which filters to use in the commander's report, and so on and so forth. Actually, you know, on one hand, it's actually good that you are not listening to me, otherwise it would be like a tragic comedy. To watch me talking to myself and saying, oh my god, now I need to move the, I don't know, 312th rifle division, because then I need to attach it to the 1st shock army, and this unit now has to rest for 3 turns, and then I need to check the supplies, the CPPs, and you know what I mean, right? Yeah. And briefly, the other thing that I was kind of surprised to see was that besides this 500,000 men now pouring in the reserve, I was not expecting that many units coming on the map from the other tier boxes. Okay, I said a couple of weeks ago that some reinforcements were coming from the Transcaucasus, but honestly, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed by seeing all the units with the green square around, meaning that they have just arrived this turn. Also because, I mean, to be honest, I am kind of reaching the saturation of the front HQs, which is on one hand it's good. It means that I have a lot of combat units on the map. On the other hand, it's kind of bad because I need to now to assign, as I mentioned, many units to the reserve armies HQs, which are directly attached to the STAVKA, and these will kind of serve as a buffer to to basically regain CPPs and elements and strength and TOE and so on and so forth. And yeah, I would say that's all for this brief commentary. I leave you to the rest of the video, folks, and as always, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you all in the next episode.